Hi. Well, you ever heard of the saying, a bee in your bonnet? Well, that's me. I gotta give you my number right now. You're not gonna call me. I understand. You don't wanna, you've already heard from me. You don't wanna tell me anything, apparently. So don't call me. 1-213-713-8954. 8954 green at att.net. On the Twitter, Mr. Bob at BobBob8954. And of course, you're watching Bob's Daily Devo on YouTube, where you're watching a human being literally go through hell. My babies don't have any maladies, there's no cancers, there's no death, but it's the death of the family, it's the death of hope, it's the death of love, it's the death of humanity. It's the death of possibility. It's the death caused by the Department of Children and Family Services, who refuses to be human. They feel as though somehow being inhuman, being militaristic, being hateful, being overly the top. I just talked to a former commissioner of the Children and Family Services, and she told me that the reason the department is doing this is because I guess some dad hit their son, and they said, oh, it's okay. And that the child was then subsequently killed. So there's cases like that where now they're gonna so let's talk about that today. So when you go to a therapist, a marriage and family therapist or a psychologist, and they give you the liturgy, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, we will not share anything. You've got the lawyer's privilege, you've got the spousal privilege, you've got the counselor's privilege. Nothing will be shared. Oh, amen. All right, so that's their words. But let's take a look at reality. That's their words, but let's take a look at reality. That's their words, but let's look at reality. What's happening now is this. It's all lies. You can't trust your lawyer. You can't trust your doctor. You cannot trust anybody, because everyone are liars. They're all liars. And here's where they're going. This is what I think is going to happen. Well, you're black. You're black. You're a Negro. You're an African American. And you know what? Let me pull out my actuarial chart here. Do you know how many blacks are in jail? Do you realize that most people in jail are black or Mexican? They're a minority. So that means you're going to be a criminal. So everything you tell me today, I'm going to the police department. I'm going to turn you in. Yeah, but I didn't do anything. I just here to talk about my family. Well, I don't care what you're here for, brother. You're going to jail. I'm going to make sure you go to jail, because that's where you deserve to be. You deserve to be in jail. You're black. Blacks go to jail. Blacks are murderers, rapists. Blacks are thieves. Blacks are mean. Blacks have babies and run away from their families. That's what blacks do. And my dear black brother's like, what are you talking about? I didn't do anything. Yeah, but you're gonna. I know you're gonna, because that's what statistics say. And I'm gonna turn you in. I'm gonna turn you into the FBI, CIA, Sheriff Department, Police Department. I'm gonna put your name ever. I'm gonna ruin you, pal, because you're black. Well, you might sit there and go, well, has Bob lost his marbles? Has Bob lost his marbles? What's Bob talking about? That's not gonna happen. It's happening now. It's happening now. When I can go into a therapist's office and I can tell nothing, because I tell the whole truth. There's nothing. Nothing's happening. And yet, people want to decide that based on my skin color, based on my numerical value, based on my age, that we got to turn you in. We're going to have to turn you in. We're going to have to run you out of town. We're going to make sure. What if you're a Mexican? What if you were a Russian? So That's a very good point. There were 6 Russians indicted here recently for their part in this 19, how old am I? The 2016 presidential elections. So now, if you're Russian, you're a spy. You're a spy. Statistics say, I heard it on CNN. It's true. It's true. It's true. And you're a spy. And are you kidding me? What did you say to me? And it's like, no, I'm not a spy. I just have Russian descent. No, we're going to turn you in. We're going to call the CIA. We're going to call the president. We're going to tweet it out. And you're like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? Well, folks, that's what's happening now. That, folks, it's wrong. It's absolutely dead wrong. This person has no clue. No clue what they're doing. They didn't even look. They just jumped out right in front of me there like I wasn't there. Hope he is in a big hurry. There we go. Go. He didn't know how to do a roundabout. This is a different roundabout. The roundabout out in La Quinta was better. You didn't have to stop. They just had yield zones, and you just yielded and you went on through. So if there wasn't any traffic in the way, you just went right through. It's very easy. I love that at the roundabout. Reminds me of La Quinta. Well, brothers and sisters, I am upset. I'm discouraged. I'm upset because my life is being destroyed by not even a false allegation. I mean, I could see it if there was a. Still, my head's still healing here. I could see that there was a false allegation, but when there's not even a false allegation, when it's just because of your number. Your number's up, pal. And then they decide, oh, well, okay, so it's not your number. Your number's clear. Your number's clear, but you, my friend, you had some people lie about you years ago. We're going to bring that all back up. And then my family is going berserk. We're going to have to fight for years. It's going to be years and years and years of fighting, and every little this and that and this and that. It's not going to be years. I just did this 8 years ago, 9 years ago now. And the judge just looked at it and said, this is all prejudicial. This has nothing to do with it. Out. That's how long that took. How long did it take? Producer, how long that took? It took about maybe 10 seconds. It went like that. It was not, I'm going to argue this point and that point and the next point and the next point and the next point. No, there was no arguing. There was no points to point out. It simply was written off with a stroke of a pen. There was no fight. It was just gone. And now, let's look at the current matter. Well, if we take that same logic that I just gave you, and we look at the current situation, we go, okay, department, I can see your point. Yeah, we got all these records here, but stop. What's going on right now? What? There's nothing? There's no specific allegation, there's no specific harm, there's nothing specific. You just want to just no. Okay. The family is to be returned. Department, the case is closed. Next. That's it. And I'm not living in a fantasy land. If you take a look at the facts and you take a look at reality, you say, you know what? There's nothing new here. There's nothing current. We're done. It'd be like old Joe Smo. You don't remember Joe Smo? Joe Smo, he liked to pee in the snow. So, just making this up as I go here. So Joe Smo, he actually peed in the snow one time. Then after that, his ex-wife said, look, he's doing it again, and he's doing it on their snow, and that snow. You're like, all right, so you get some kangaroo court, say, okay, we'll sustain. And then, years later, look at that guy. He threw trash in the snow. I will, But now the guy is just sitting there in his house in Palm Springs. There's no snow. And he's doing it again with the snow. And the snow. And you're like, there's no snow. He's sitting in his house. Nobody even called. But, doesn't make any sense. And it's just mind-numbing to me that we're going through this. Prejudging people. Well, let's do this with the police department. So the police department, they say, what is the number one car that we pull over? We pull over Audis, silver Audis, with silver convertible Audis. We pull them over more than any other car in the city. All right, so the chief police says, you know what? Let's save ourselves some time. Go ahead and go to every home that has a convertible Audi and arrest the people and throw them in jail for DUI. That'll save us some time, because that's what's always happening. So let's cut to the chase. Let's just make it easy here. That's not right. So what is the number one people group who commits crimes? Well, according to Donald Trump, it's illegal immigrants. And it is true. The statistics do show that illegal immigrants commit more crime than people who are born here or citizens. So that ICE roundup from a couple days ago, where they rounded up and 90% of them were here illegally, 90% of them were criminals and convicts, and there was a few that were not here illegally, but they still were convicts. I mean, so we go around and we're just going to start just rounding people up. Now these people actually did something. They actually were convicted of crimes. They were felons. But they actually did something. But what if we just go around rounding up the blacks and the Mexicans and the people who drive Audis and anybody that statistically, there's been movies made about this. You can look them up. Go look up these movies where society is no longer based on reality. Society is based on this auto drive, where because someone said something years ago, all of a sudden now it's a guaranteed adjudication. Oh yeah, there you go. We're gonna preempt any problems. We're gonna make sure that well, let's just lock all the children up. Because you know what? Children are going to make mistakes, and children are going to grow up to be adults, and adults are the ones who are causing the troubles. So if we just lock all the children up, then this is where you get this sick thinking of people who go and shoot up the high school. This is where you get people who want to destroy the world. This is where ISIS is going. ISIS, this is their propaganda. You know, life is worthless. Life is hopeless. You don't do it our way, we're going to take you out. Well, that's the Department of Children and Family Services. They're like ISIS. If you don't do it their way, then you're out. And you don't have to have even done anything. You can just be sitting there quietly in a nice soft chair doing nothing, minding your business, having a good family life. Everything's good, and they break down the doors and they rush in and they tear the house down, and because they know that something's going on. Well, there's nothing going on. Everyone's happy, healthy. They're doing great. And I understand that the Department of Children and Family Services has a job. I understand that they're supposed to protect children. Children who have suffered an injury or a harm. Children who are at a real risk of something going on. If there's a violent, vicious, alcoholic felon in the house, and this felon has hit the kids, or if the felon has had the kids in the car and gotten a wreck, or there's some action, there's some demonstrable, verifiable action that this person has done recently, I mean, in the last year, if they had trouble a year ago, or 2 years ago, or 10, or 20, or 30 years ago, then, but they're okay now. There's no evidence of any harm. They pass every psychological test. They have a crowd of witnesses around them willing to stand with them. Then the department needs to back off. They just need to back off. Go somewhere else. Go to a family where there has been something going on. The person who owns that Audi. Police, go away. Come back some other day. My Audi is not involved in a crime. I'm black, but I'm not a criminal. So get out of here. I'm Mexican, but I'm not doing nothing. So get out. Go. I'm here legally. I've got a job. I'm not a convicted felon, or even I don't even have a misdemeanor, let's say. I mean, all right. Well, I'll talk to you soon. God bless you.